New York City is known throughout the world for many things: sky-high buildings, lavish hotels, interesting sights, the bustling population, and of course, the food. NYC is particularly known for being home to 2,000 pizza places, and one of them is the popular Sbarro. With their first ever outlet located in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, Sbarro has expanded so much that the company now has over 600 locations in 28 countries. However, the company has seen its fair share of internal problems, including 2 back-to-back bankruptcies. Regardless of these setbacks, Sbarro has managed to take control of its narrative and reposition itself as a top fast food chain, not only in New York, but also around the world. This is the story of how Sbarro bounced back from bankruptcies and morphed into a billion-dollar food giant. We at Business Chronicles tell extraordinary business stories. Please subscribe to our channel to help us make more videos. Let's take a trip through history to Italy in the 90s, when the country was still under the rule of the Italian monarchy, and Mussolini was planning to execute his schemes for war. This was undoubtedly an unpleasant circumstance to grow up under, but it was during this time that the vision for Sbarro was born. Carmela "Mama" Sbarro was born on December 15, 1921. And by the time she was 10, she had her life cut out for her. She knew what she wanted to become, and her dream was to work in the food industry. At such an early age, she started gaining culinary skills just like most Italian kids do. Carmela learned how to make native Italian dishes, and she worked in Naples for a while at a butcher shop. The skills she learned along the way would shape her life. And even though she knew she was going to work in an eatery, she had no idea in what capacity this dream would be achieved. In her teenage years through her early 20s, Carmela worked in several restaurants, waiting on people who were smitten by her charm. She was diligent too, as she worked from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, without leaving her customers unsatisfied. But her life didn't revolve solely around her work. She built her family during this time as well. Together with her husband Gennaro, Carmela had 3 sons, Joseph, Mario, and Anthony, and they all lived happily in Naples, Italy. In 1956, Carmela, who was now 35 years old, decided to relocate her family to America. She had saved up some money from her work as a waitress and from sewing dolls' clothes, which she did on the side. Her husband Gennaro supported the idea of relocating the family, and they all moved overseas in search of a new start. After settling in Brooklyn, New York, the Sbarro couple opened their first store the same year they arrived. The store, also called a Salumeria, which means Italian grocery store, was opened at 1701 65th Street and 17th Avenue in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. In this store, the Sbarro family sold fresh food as well as Italian dishes, and they were known to be the best in the city. However, they weren't selling or making pizzas just yet. But Carmela, who was often referred to as Mama, would make pizza slices for shift workers who needed something to eat. Mama's pizza was so delicious, and they became so popular that the family decided to open another location that focused only on pizza production. The success of both stores inspired the Sbarro family to dream big and expand their reach, and so they opened more outlets across New York City. Carmela's popularity was also very helpful in the family's success. She was known for her ability to multitask and work very quickly under pressure while making her customers feel at home. In fact, some people came to the store just to meet with her, and her undeniable charm would persuade them to purchase an item or two. As the Sbarro chain expanded across NYC, Carmela personally oversaw production across the state. According to Misano, she would oversee the production of 1,500 to 2,000 cheesecakes every week. With each year, the business grew even bigger, and having to oversee large production became a daunting task. But Mama Carmela continued working tirelessly until she retired in 2004 at the age of 84. Today, Sbarro is a popular NYC food giant, with branches in various locations like shopping malls, college campuses, airports, service areas, the Pentagon, American naval bases, and casinos. However, the success of Sbarro has been marred by not 1 but 2 bankruptcies, which plunged the company into consecutive bankruptcies. Although the company is still going strong today, these scandals have undeniably stalled Sbarro's progress over the years. When Mama Carmela stepped down from the company in 2004, Sbarro was at the peak of its success. It had 762 locations and was enlisted as one of the top 3 pizza places in New York City. The decline in the company's operation was a result of debts and a couple of economic crises, and the company was as good as dead by 2011. In the same year, the company filed for bankruptcy. In November 2011, Sbarro was granted court approval to emerge from bankruptcy, and this required that the company undergo restructuring and offer up ownership to its lenders. James J. Greco was appointed CEO of the company. 25 locations were closed, and the business was ushered into an era of radical changes. The company was rebranded, the menus and recipes were updated, and the pricing was updated. Everything went well. By this time, Sbarro had expanded by over 50 new outlets, and things seemed to be looking up. However, this momentum did not last. In 2014, the company filed for bankruptcy once again, this time with the intention of cutting debt by 80%. As a result of this move, 182 locations were closed, and the company's logo was changed into the outline pizza slices with the words NYC.1956. Additionally, the company announced plans to move its headquarters from New York City to Columbus, Ohio, where it is still located today. It is not easy for any company to recover from bankruptcy, let alone 2 consecutive ones. However, by some miracle, Sbarro managed to pull it off, even though the company incurred some damages along the way. In 2016, it was announced that Sbarro locations across the US had reduced by almost half. To make things worse for Sbarro, the country saw a decline in food courts, and many Americans began changing their dietary choices. All these factors contributed to Sbarro's regression. Fortunately, the company's story has changed since the beginning of the 2020s, and international expansion is the reason behind this. In the past few years, establishing locations across Europe has been the company's priority, and they are better off for it. Sbarro is now located in countries like Uruguay, Romania, the UK, and many others. Plans for more expansion are still underway, and this is a testament to the company's tenacity. From the looks of it, Mama Carmela's legacy won't be fading away anytime soon. With that, we've come to the end of this video. What do you think about Sbarro's pizza? Let us know what you think in the comments. See you in the next video.